Photon billiards. How does this particular model of the light explain the behavior of the electrons being kicked off a metal? Again, think of the interaction like the game of billiards. The photon of light come crashing onto the surface of the metal. If a photon hits an electron, the energy is transferred to the electron and the electron flies off. But the electron needs to receive a certain amount of energy if it is to get kicked off. The energy of each incoming photon of light depends only on the frequency of its radiation. If the frequency of the radiation is too low, the energy of each incoming photon is too small to kick out the electron. It doesn't matter if you turn up the intensity of the radiation. You are firing more billiards balls at the metal, but each individual billiards ball has the same energy, right? There is an increased chance of an electron being hit, but since each billiards ball is as important as any other, the electron is never going to be kicked off. In the wave model, the electron could sit there absorbing the incoming energy until it had enough to fly off. With a particular model, I can kick the electron as many times as I want, but no single kick is going to be enough to kick out the electron. It's like gently producing someone with your finger. Lots more gentle prods are not going to cause the person to fall over. But if the frequency of the incoming radiation is above a certain value, the value of each billiard ball is enough to kick the electron off if it hits. It's like replacing hundreds of tiny prods with one huge shove. Now the person falls over. Essentially, the ball has enough energy to transfer to the electron, and the resulting energy of the electron is sufficient for it to overcome the forces binding it to the metal. Increasing the intensity of the radiation means firing more balls at the metal, and this simply increases the number of electrons that will be emitted. Hence, rather than knocking out electrons with higher speeds, I just see more electrons being kicked off. Right. The speed of the emitted electron in Einstein's model will be literally proportional to the frequency. Will be linearly proportional to the frequency. Interestingly, this relationship had not been observed or previously predicted, so it gave Einstein's model the perfect characteristic for any good scientific theory. To be able not only to explain what has been seen in the laboratory to date, but also to predict some new phenomenon that can be tested subsequently. This was especially important since many scientists were intensely skeptical of the Einstein's model. Maxwell's equation, which describes the electromagnetic radiation in terms of the mathematics of waves, had been so successful that scientists were not going to change their minds without some convincing. One of the scientists was American physicist Robert Andrews Millikan, but his attempts to try to disprove Einstein's model of light as billiard balls of energy ended up confirming Einstein's prediction that the speed of the outgoing electron would be directly proportional to the frequency of the incoming radiation. Millikan had previously determined the change on the electron as a part of his research and would subsequently coin the term the cosmic rays after he proved that the radiation being picked up by detectors on the Einstein's on the Earth was of the extraterrestrial nature. Right. For all this work, Millikan received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1923, just 2 years after Einstein got his. It was Einstein's explanation of the photoelectric effect for which he received his Nobel Prize in 1921. He wasn't recognized by the Nobel Committee for his theory of relativity. Einstein's idea gave the particle party a reason to retrieve the towel they had thrown in a few decades earlier after Maxwell's revolution. revelations. In turn, there would be a counter-revolution which revealed that particles such as an electron have characteristics that makes it looks more like a wave than discrete particles. It seems as if both light and electrons behaved like a particle and waves. Everyone was a winner in the new theory that was emerging. Despite Einstein's paradigm shift, the experiments that seems better explained by the light as a wave were not invalidated. Weirdly, the circumstance of the experiment seems to dictate which model of the light you should use. The wave-particle duality was upon us, right? Recall that it was Young's double-slit experiment that had been the most devastating demonstration of why light is a wave, not a particle. The photoelectric effect had rather nicely used the particle nature of the electron to prove convincing support for thinking of the electromagnetic radiation as a particle. But did the dialogue work the other way? What if I ask an electron to take part in the Young double-slit experiment? Firing electrons at a screen with two slits turned out to have shocking implications for our grasp on reality.